What are some common procedures like Brazilian butt lift? Like, what is that, and how much would that cost?
Okay, so that's not like a super, super common procedure.
Uh-huh.
It's common on Instagram because people really like butt pictures,
Okay.
but it's common enough that, for instance, one of my favorite surgeons, he is booked until 2022, currently here in Houston, just for BBLs. Yeah. So it's
Mm.
that common. But what it is it's liposuction fat grafting. So what that means is they suck the fat from unwanted areas. So like, maybe your belly, your waist, your arms, inner thighs, those are popular areas. And then they take that fat and then they insert it where you want it, typically the hips and your butt, and it's really amazing. It's pretty much permanent. Not all the fat that gets transferred survives. I'm sorry, not all the fat that gets transferred survives, but what does it behaves as if it's always lived there. So when you gain weight, you proportionally gain weight more in your lower body, less in your belly because you don't have as much fat cells there anymore.
Sure.
So it completely changes your figure permanently. It's pretty amazing.
How much is your average? Like, if you're gonna go to, like, we're not saying like go to some third world country where we've heard like
Right.
the horror stories, people putting like cement in their butt and all sorts of crazy stuff. But if you're gonna go, like, let's talk like that surgeon, who obviously is probably good in Houston until
Yes.
2022. What would BBL cost?
On average, $10,000 to $20,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and it can go even higher if you're going to like a celebrity surgeon, maybe in Beverly Hills, it might be 25, 30,
Yeah.
but 10 to 20 is what it's going to run you.
So they're doing
The
some.
lipo alone is about 10 grand.
Okay, so you're kind of getting a little both, right? You're getting some lipo in predominantly like the stomach, hip area, right?
Anywhere you don't want the fat from. So what I've seen is arms, stomach, back
Uh,
fat. So really your torso where everyone wants to be smaller.
sure.
And then they put in all the areas they want to be bigger.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. And what's the downtime on something like that?
um, a lot of people are able to go back to work in a week or two.
Really? Are they that like,
Mhm.
swollen? Because I mean, if anybody's ever seen a video of liposuction, it's kind of aggressive looking. They're just kind of like jabbing it. I don't know. Maybe it's a little more finesse now since I've seen the video a couple of years ago. But I mean, are you really swollen? I mean, when do you start seeing the effects of that?
I mean, where you've placed the fat and where you've lost the fat is definitely you're gonna already notice it,
Uh huh.
but it is gonna be swollen. So you're gonna have some edema, you're gonna have some like you're gonna hold on to water for a little bit.
Yeah.
Most people with by 6 weeks are really seeing their results. 3 months out, that's your body.
Wow.
But it's considered an outpatient procedure. A lot of times they don't even put you all the way under. So, I actually on my highlights, I have a girl who did a skinny BBL and she was standing up for the procedure and they inserted the fat and she was able to walk out of the clinic that day. You're not supposed to sit down for a few weeks. So, I don't
Wait, you
know how
can't
it is
sit?
up going back to work. Yeah, but you can walk, you can do your life and you wear compression garments, but it's a pretty easy procedure in terms of some of the other ones, like a tummy tuck, you're kind of out for a
Yeah.
month or so.
I got to ask the obvious question. If you can't sit down, how are they going to the bathroom?
So they give you like kind of like donut things for you to sit
Like
on.
the hemorrhoid
So
things?
like the majority of your butt is not like being pressed
Uh-huh.
into anything. So yeah, you're kind of levitating.
Wow, that sounds like that's probably gonna be messy.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had to kind of sit on something if you've broken a tailbone before,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, but a little bit wider.
Tailbone, hemorrhoid, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very funny. What about the face? Like, what is one of the common things that you see people getting done to their face, or is there anything new like that's kind of coming out that celebrities are doing?
Okay, well, the two most common, I would say nose jobs are just one of those things that celebrities in general just get done. Even people that we would be like, we want a nose like that, they're still slimming a tip or just making, a bump go away. Nose jobs have always been popular since their like inception. We all have a thing about our noses. Um, but for non-invasive, it's definitely lip filler. Lip filler is really popular, and then Botox, but that's normally in the older populations. Not to say that 20-year-olds don't get Botox, they get it all the time, but it's definitely your actresses in their 40s and 50s that you can see their Botox face. The housewives are my favorite. I've seen this thing where it's crying through Botox and it's all the housewives, like New York and everything, and they're like, "I have Botox, so I can't make the face either."
That's funny.
Um,
Is there anything coming out where you can actually move your face? Because like Botox is like, botulism like, in your face, and it's just freezing like those nerve endings, right? And you just can't
it's
really,
freezing the muscle.
yeah.
Yeah, the muscle.
So you can't.
No, you can. You can move your face. It depends on how much you put in. So there are varying degrees. Like a lot of men who get Botox, they want it a lot more subtle than women typically.
Yeah.
So they're softening the lines, but it's not like frozen. And I've had women come say, "I want my face totally frozen." And we're talking about your face, we're talking about your forehead.
Yeah.
So see, I can move my
Yeah,
face.
your moves.
I just don't have any lines, and my Botox is pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So there's no lines when I raise my eyebrows.
And what's that last, like 6 months?
3 to 4 months for most people. For me, it does last a little bit longer.
Okay. Interesting.